for the morning. Now, have we seen a surge in high-profile petitions, particularly targeting public officials and legal practitioners? Well, the most notable amongst them being a very recent petition filed against former Attorney General Godfred Dame, which accuses him of professional misconduct during the high-stakes criminal trial involving Dr. Kesiel Atoforsen and others. Now, this petition, supported by audio and WhatsApp evidence admitted in court, has sparked intense national debate about the role and motivation behind such petitions. Are they genuine instruments for accountability, or have they become tools for political victimization? This morning we're asking, are petitions now a form of political victimization, or do they remain vital checks within our democracy? And as always, we'll platform some fine legal brains to expand the tentacles of that conversation. Do stick with us. This is still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
FM 92.7, Urban Lifestyle Radio Station. 3FM 92.7. FM 92.7, Urban Lifestyle Radio Station. Sunrise on 3FM, the best in the morning.
Three after 8 is the time. This is still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Now, Citizen Petitions GCL to sanction Godfred Dame over alleged witness tampering. Now, Daniel Ofosu-Appiah files complaint with the legal counsel accusing former Attorney General Godfred Dame of misconduct in the Atoforsen case over admitted audio evidence. Now, a Ghanaian citizen, Daniel Kwame Ofosu-Appiah, has formally petitioned the General Legal Counsel, GCL, accusing former Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Mr. Godfred Dame, of professional misconduct in relation to the criminal trial of Dr. Kesiel Atoforsen and others, filed under Section 18 of the Legal Profession Act 1960, Act 32. The complaint cites an audio recording admitted into evidence in court as proof of Mr. Dame allegedly attempting to influence the testimony of Richard Jakpa, the third accused in the case. And I'm sure many of us remember that infamous recording that went viral. Now, the audio, supported by WhatsApp messages between the two, forms part of a series of evidence Mr. Ofosu-Appiah believes warrants disciplinary action. Now, according to the complaint, Mr. Dame's conduct engaging privately with a represented party during the active trial violates multiple provisions of the legal professional. That's Professional Conduct and Etiquette Rules 2020, including breaches relating to honesty, witness tampering, and undermining the administration of justice. Mr. Ofosu-Appiah is requesting that the GLC's disciplinary committee consider sanctions
92.7,
ranging from suspension to removal from the role of lawyers, stating that the matter is of urgent public interest and vital to upholding trust in Ghana's justice system. And you can read full details of that on 3news.com. And that's how we're kicking off our conversation this morning. If you've seen our flyer, we're asking a very simple question this morning. Well, is it a simple question? Are petitions now a form of political victimization? Are they now a form of political victimization? Of course, you know that there have been some updates as far as Alfred Kumi's petition is concerned, and this is the one that involves Justice Poamang, that viral video now that is at the center of the controversy. There's a lot happening. Do stick with us. This is still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
FM 92.7.
All right, so we can take a look at the professional rules allegedly breached. And this is in relation to the petition brought by Daniel Kwame Ofosu-Appiah, and he's formally petitioned the General Legal Counsel, accusing former Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Mr. Godfred Dame, of professional misconduct. So he talks about Rule 1C. Failure to act with honesty, integrity, and professionalism. Rule 8.1, engaging in conduct involving deceit or misrepresentation. You've also got Rule 13.1a and b, direct communication with a represented party on matters of representation. Rule 54, attempt to improperly influence a witness or the outcome of proceedings. Rule 61, conduct likely to discredit the legal profession. Rule 76.2a, compromise of the administration of justice. You've got Rule 89a, any breach of the above constitutes professional misconduct. All right, right, so we can hear this from the horse's own mouth. Let's listen to Daniel Kwame Ofosu appear. Now, he was speaking with my colleague Aisha Yakubu on the evening news. Take a listen.
This process of gathering legal documents and certify legal proceedings in court before you can be able to make a case out of it, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time for you to apply for it. It takes a lot of time for you to even pay for it. It takes a lot of time for even the registrar to certify it for you to take. So it is not like it is something that I just did. I woke up this morning and I just decided to submit. It is something that I've started over the few months ago. I was on it gradually, and I don't even think it matters whether I'm doing it now because the gentleman is defending one high-profile person. I think the right thing must be done at any time and any moment, whether it was high-profile person or not. And when by the end of the day they investigated the matter and they agreed or agreed with me that the young man has reached. Okay, this process of gathering legal documents and certify legal proceedings in court before you can be able to make a case out of it, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time for you to apply for it. It takes a lot of time for you to even pay for it. It takes a lot of time for even the registrar to certify it for you to take. So it is not like it is something that I just did. I woke up this morning and I just decided to submit. It is something that I've started over the few months ago. I was on it gradually, and I don't even think it matters whether I'm doing it now because the gentleman is defending one high-profile person. I think the right thing must be done at any time and any moment, whether it was high-profile person or not. And when by the end of the day they investigated the matter and they agreed or agreed with me that the young man has reached all these legal ethics, it is their discretion to either reprimand, suspend, or remove him from role of lawyer. So that one, I leave it entirely to the disciplinary committee to make.
Involved before the disciplinary committee of the General Legal Council. I'm of the view that the law is no respecter of persons, and therefore, Attorney General, who ought to have known better, arranged to obstruct justice by attempting to influence an accused person who officially, was being prosecuted by the Attorney General himself. I mean, that's a very serious, professional misconduct. And I think that the complainant has done the right thing. I don't think that we've had a precedent so far, not that I'm aware of. But I think professionally, the highest that it could attract, be a specified number of being debarred, from practice. So maybe 5.
I have cautioned and suggested that she should take a back seat. Godfred Dame should take a back seat. They should allow people who are less emotionally touched as far as this matter is concerned, so that, we will bring it to an end. It may either fail or it may succeed. By bringing this action, she has closed the door. Now, before, the door had been slammed, but the key was left hanging upstairs, so that one day she could go and take the key, unlock, and then enter. But what she has done now, even if the petitions fail, I don't think that she can ever work with the executive again. It's a wrong move.
Yes,
now, as far as the injunction is concerned, I can predict that it's doomed to failure, because such an injunction may be the Chief Justice may be required to address the court on specific points of law and fact on the basis of the papers she has filed, what is she going to allege? It is the same response, to the president based on the petitions the president forwarded to her. Therefore, what he's trying to do is, yes, I have responded, but no, I will not allow you to go into that. The wrong signal to the nation is that she has something to hide. When to all intents and purposes, she may have a good case, but it's like she's drowning and she's trying to clutch onto any straw that may come her way. That's not how to litigate such sensational and sensitive matters of national importance and interest. I think that whoever advised her to do that, has still advised her. I wouldn't advise her to do that. And, it's a wrong move. It's a wrong move.
But it's well within her right to do what she has just done. I mean, you described it as a wrong move. She wants to pursue this matter in the court.
She's the chief protagonist, and therefore, she must not be drawn into what people who are less knowledgeable about the law will do. She is the chief priest or priestess of the judiciary. That's how come she's the chief justice, the head of the judiciary. She's trying to stop a constitutional process. That in itself, is a base to impeach her.
All right, and that is what we're zooming into this morning. You also know that a Ghanaian citizen, Alfred Ababio Kumi, has petitioned President John Dramani Mahama requesting the immediate dissolution of a 5-member committee constituted to investigate petitions for the removal of Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu. Now, these are some excerpts from Alfred Kumi's petition. If you are watching us on Facebook, you can follow along as well. Now, in the evening of 15th May 2025, between 7:30 and 8:30 p.m., this is what is alleged again by Alfred Kumi in his petition. He says, Justices Gabriel Pwamang and Samuel Kwame Adibu Esiedu, together with Justice Yoni Kulendi of the Supreme Court of Ghana, were seen having dinner with the counsel for one of the petitioners before the committee, Mr. Thadio Sori, at the Santoku restaurant located at Villaggio Airport's residential area, Accra. It goes on to say the strange meeting of the 4 persons who are keenly interested in and have played and indeed continue to play critical roles initiated in the processes for the removal of the Chief Justice excited the curiosity of some persons in the restaurant. Indeed, they were overheard discussing matters relating to the petition. Respectfully, the record of the presence of the 4 justices, Pwamang, Kulendu, Esiedu, and lawyer Thadio Sori at the restaurant and the meeting they had can easily be verified and confirmed. The above development is of grave worry as proceedings for the removal of the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana is a very solemn and serious process and should not lend itself to manipulation by any person or authority. The meeting between Justices Pwamang, Kulendi and Esiedu with Thadio Sori clearly has destroyed the integrity of the process and reduces public confidence in the process so far. Both Justices Esiedu and Pwamang are members of the panel set up to inquire into the petition. They have no business meeting counsel for one of the petitioners outside working hours at an unofficial place, a restaurant, to have a discussion. Okay, so these are the claims of the petitioner, and against Justice Gabriel Pwamang, he says that Justice Pwamang gave judgments in the Supreme Court in favor of one of the petitioners, Daniel Ofori, who is being represented by Thadio Sori. Also, that Justice Pwamang is known to be interested in becoming the Chief Justice following the election of John Dramani Mahama as president. When it comes to Justice Yoni Kulendi, these are the claims of the petitioner, that Yoni Kulendi is widely known to have been a close rival to Justice Gertrude Tokonu for the position of Chief Justice when same became vacant after Justice Kwesi Eningyebwa. Also that he is known to be interested in being appointed Chief Justice. When it comes to the claims of the petitioner against Justice Esiedu, he says that he is also on record to have been one of those who actively lobbied to be the Chief Justice after the exit of Justice Eningyebwa, that he thus has a personal interest in the removal processes underway. So again, if you're watching us on Facebook, we talked about this morning during the news review. We read that story in the center spread of the Daily Post. This alleged meeting, if you will, of the justices and also Thaddeus Sori. This is the restaurant in question, and you see the three justices walk in. Thaddeus Sori seen there with one of the yellow arrows pointing to him, and he was also having dinner separately, as we can see or infer from this video. An update to what is going on in this Kumi petition is that he has been picked up according to his lawyers. We also broke that to you this morning as we were doing the news review. We've seen different accounts about the number of national security personnel who actually went into his home, were told to pick him up. It's an evolving story, so of course we have our eyes and ears firmly and keenly on this matter. That is our question this morning. We're zooming into petitions. Different petitions have been raised against different political personalities, and this morning we're asking, have petitions become tools of political victimization, or are they still serving the purpose for which they are intended? Accountability, accountability, accountability. You too can make your voice known or lend your voice to the conversation. This is 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Connect with us across our socials. What do you make of all of this? The twists, the turns, the tangos. Do connect with us.
3FM 92.7. Urban Lifestyle Radio Station. Sunrise on 3FM. The best in the morning.
And as you ruminate on these themes, let's go on a very, very, very quick break. When we come back, we expand the tentacles of this conversation. Don't go too far. This is still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
Get ready, Ghana. The road is calling and the wheels are spinning. It's the 3FM Tour du Ghana happening Saturday, 7th June 2025. From the heart of Accra to the border town of Aplao, we are pedaling for the planet in a thrilling 192-kilometer ride across Ghana's scenic eastern corridor. Whether you're a seasoned cyclist or a passionate pedal pusher, this is your moment to shine. Form your teams, grab your helmet and race for glory in Ghana's biggest cycling showdown. Challenge your limits, conquer the distance, ride for sustainability, be part of history. To register, call 0531 100 927 or 0532 200 927. 3FM Total Ghana, powered by 3FM.
3FM 92.7, Urban Lifestyle Radio Station. FM 92.7.
15 minutes to the top of the hour, 9 a.m. And here's some exciting news from Ashesi University, which has been expanding access over the past few years, adding new undergraduate programs and master's programs. Now, Ashesi has introduced a 2-intake admission system for undergraduate applicants, so students can start their studies in either a September cohort or a January cohort. It's all part of a goal to welcome more bright minds into the Ashesi community. And you can learn more at ashesi.edu.gh.
Free FM 92.7, Urban Lifestyle Radio Station. FM 92.7. Free FM 92.7, Urban Lifestyle Radio Station. Free FM 92.7, Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
Adrian Paban says there's a lot of Libby and a lot of Laba indeed. Libby Kakwa, Laba Kakwa 6 is on Ulo. Senior producer here at 3FM Sunrise. Well, the question that we put out this morning, or that we're throwing out to the populace, are petitions now a form of political victimization? We took you through the petition to the GLC, beg your pardon, General Legal Counsel, as far as former AG and Minister of Justice is concerned, Mr. Godfred Dame Yeboah, and also the rules that the petitioner is alleging the rules that have been broken. But Sixus, as we wrap up on this conversation, I'm sure as the matters evolve, we'll be able to flesh out the themes a bit more. But it's something that we can think about as we go into the weekend. That's my homework for all of us. I want us to reflect on it, ruminate on it. Everybody's coming back with a different perspective, or newer perspective, or an additional perspective on this one. But petitions, we've seen a lot of them, at least in the last few weeks or months since the year started. This is the year of petitions, it appears. But I'm sure we'll see a slowing down, maybe at least after the issue of the CJ is concluded. But this one, GLC being roped into this petition, one might say that it came late, because at the time when these issues were unfolding, there was a lot of talk about or a lot of suggestion that the GLC would be petitioned, and this suggestion was coming from different quarters, not even just from the opposition at that time, the NDC, legal practitioners, members of the general public. Are there a tool for victimization?
3FM,
these petitions that we're seeing?
Oh, it's not just about this one. Any tool can be used for good and for bad, and that we can all agree on. Typically, you're supposed to look at petitions as a form of participation in the democratic process, and also as an avenue for the exercise of your constitutional rights and freedoms as guaranteed. The right to free expression, to participate, to be heard, and all of those things that we can find guaranteed under our Constitution 1992. So yes, petitions are good tools, whether for administrative action, for legal action, whether for even in our communal engagement, interactions, our everyday lives. Petitions are used.
That's right.
You see some nice wrapped, watch it that I'm enjoying, then you send me a petition, you want to partake, and then I will kindly and gently, facilitate the procurement of some for you. In your workplace, you have a problem with a colleague or a superior, then you send a petition to your HR, say, I am very uncomfortable by the behavior or the attitude or the interactions that I have with this person. That is another way. Or in the democratic conversations or public discourse, then there's something that is happening that you don't like. A minister has not, or somebody has not been appointed. I think we get all those things here on this show.
Indeed.
When you open the phone lines in the mornings, you activate the phone lines. There are some who call and say, good morning to Mr. President. So-and-so has suffered for the party. He's still waiting for his letter. I think there's a caller who used to say that.
In fact,
2 weeks
now
ago.
they've become an army, about 3 or so, making that case for a particular individual.
A particular individual.
That's right.
So you see, all those are forms of petitions. Yes, because the presidency monitors morning media. because this is where critical issues are raised.
I know they're firmly hooked on 3FM Sunrise in particular.
Yes.
Because if you want detailed analysis, this is where you come to. No frills. This is the voice of the people.
But we have received messages on live radio. We are discussing issues, and people are sending us messages on the side, say, but this one, you people don't have the full picture of it. Some send us information to explain things, and when they are done explaining, they will say, no, it's okay, don't say it, or don't interview me. But that only tells you that they are listening, which is important, which is what matters to me.
That's right.
And that is also what matters to the listener, that, if I put a petition for somebody to be employed in the administration, the appropriate ears will definitely get to hear of it. So yes, petitions are good, but they also can become a tool for frustrating action, especially in our political dispensation, where you see that somebody has been appointed into an office, then there's a faction within that doesn't like the person. Then a petition is written, say, this person is not for the good of the people, so don't appoint the person. And you would see this typically in the appointment processes of the MMDCEs.
Right.
Yes, you see the president would nominate, then they will go, before the assembly members even get the opportunity to vote, there are petitions that are written. Some are flying left, right, center. The last time we had the local government minister in studio, we spoke about some of these things.
Indeed.
People are petitioning against the appointment of other people. So that is where it gets tricky. In some of those cases, it is possible that the individual is honestly, truthfully, and sincerely not the best candidate for the people, both politically and productively. And so the people don't want the person that you have nominated for them. It's also possible that, the person you have nominated is too prim-pro, as we say it. The person is guided by standards. The person marches forward, principled, ensures the right thing is done, and the typical Ghana man would not like that. If I'm working with you and you don't want me to cut corners, I'll find a way of removing you.
You're too strict.
You're too straight. We don't like that. You have used the word. We don't like that. We want people who are amenable. We want people who can, even if you don't want to do, look the other way so that the rest of us can do. That is the kind of person. So we've seen petitions also come up against persons like that.
Right.
Not because the persons are not qualified or because they don't have the competence, but simply because people think that if the person is in the office, they cannot get to do what they want to do. So in such a scenario, you will see that the petition is actually used as a tool for victimization rather than promoting a good cause, that, you don't want this person. It's also the reason why in a lot of these appointments and nominations, you expect that the appointing authority would at least listen with an open mind. You have the power to appoint, but the people that the appointee is going to work with have a greater say in the success of the appointee. So in typical cases of the nomination and appointment of MMDCs, you see that the person has been put before the assembly vote. The person goes through the voting, he doesn't succeed. You have to vote again, the law says. So the person is brought back. You have to vote again. The person is brought back. You have to vote again. But it would also be an indication that the people genuinely don't like this person. So why are you insisting on making the person the MMDC if the people keep rejecting the person, petitioning against the person? So all of those are supposed to give indications to the appointing authority that, look, this petition standing against this action shows that the people are moving in a certain direction that I should move with them. So the petition might be bad, but it communicates something good to the appointee. And there's also the case where the petition is also used to vilify, tarnish reputation. You are petitioned against in the conduct of your professional life. And the petitioner knows that this is not going to go anywhere. They are mere allegations. But by the time they are done with you, your reputation
has been at least dragged through the mud. One or two persons
you have lost a lot.
Would firmly believe this person, what they are saying, they believe it, and so on and so forth. Your reputation will definitely suffer a dent or two or three or four, as it were.
And we see a lot of that in our current political climate, where petitions are written against public officers. You look at it, even as an ordinary person watching from afar, you're asking yourself, what is the merit in this petition? What is this petitioner looking for? And you see, you come to one conclusion that, it's just an attempt to smear the reputation of the person. So in such a case, even though the tool is supposed to be used for good, you realize that it ends up becoming a weapon. You get it. But in all, I think that, Helen, we should promote and encourage the utilization of that tool, because
despite all the ills that you have enumerated.
That is why the petition has to have that, in the Christian world, we call it spirit of discernment.
Okay.
Yes, it's that ability to be able to look beyond the trivialities, the scheming, the machinations, the propaganda, all the other negative things that the petition or the tool was probably deployed to achieve, and to look at it for the merit that it deserves. You get it. So I think that we should. It's also another way of expressing ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I've given us all some homework for the weekend. That is the theme that I want all of us to ruminate on. Our petition's now a form of political victimization. And I love that our listeners are always on the beat. So throughout the weekend, I know you jump from station to station. You're gathering all your intel so that on Monday we can dissect it some more. If you're following also on Facebook, you'll see the professional rules allegedly breached by former AG. But also quickly, before we wrap up on this conversation, we talked about some interesting developments as far as Alfred Ababio Kumi is concerned. Again, he is the individual that has petitioned President John Dramani Mahama requesting the immediate dissolution of the 5-member committee constituted to investigate petitions for the removal of Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu. Now, in a latest development this morning, we're told, this is confirmed by lawyers of Mr. Kumi, that he's been picked up. So that is also an evolving story. Picked up by what we understand are national security operatives. Well, it depends on who you are listening to. I'll read again what Old Tafo MP had to say. This is Vincent Ekwasefo. He says about 3 hours ago, and he put that maybe 2 hours ago. So let's say now about 5 hours ago, Alfred Ababio Kumi, popularly known as Adenta Kumi, was picked up at his residence by 8 armed men believed to be officers of the National Intelligence Bureau, NIB. 6 of the AK-47 wielding men were in masks. These Rambo-style actions by government continue to raise concerns that border on free speech and good governance. Now, 6-2 is just a little bit on that tangent. Is that a worrying development, would you say? Do we have to sit tight for better and further particulars? What do the optics suggest to you? Because the optics are also important, because the conversation now appears to be geared towards some sort of intolerance being inferred on the government of the day. This is not the first time, at least in the last few weeks or months, we're hearing about gun-wielding men from, we're told, NIB, allegedly national security operatives, so on and so forth.
You see, the thing we cannot confirm, even though we can, by common sense, it may be too strong.
Well, they say put 2 and 2 together.
Put 2 and 2 together to make 3. We cannot say for sure that he was picked up on the basis of the petition. I'm not sure that information is out yet. But like we have just said, we are putting pieces together
at
to
least
conclude that.
Honorable Asifwa has put 2 and 2 together, because he says this raises concerns about free speech and good governance, so seeming to link it to the petition.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes, so we are all putting 2 and 2 together.
Right.
But as to whether that maybe there's a different reason for which he's been picked up, and if there's a different reason, why now? Why now?
Then that's where you put 3 and 3 together
to make 4.
Absolutely.
No, but certainly we've had discussions about national security, the NIB, and all the allied agencies, how they operate, how they pick up people, and all of that. Whether I think it would always depend on the situation. Whether the person is running away, is hiding from, or evading them. You know, there are times that you pick up intelligence, that intelligence is looking for you. Then you run away from intelligence. So if that is the case, well, they are able to rush on you to stop you from evading them and all of that. But where something happens now, national security aspect. Something happens now, national security aspect. I think we should also be able to begin to name them as they are. If it is an NIB operation, we should be able to say that this was an NIB operation.
Right.
If it's a national security operation, national security as in the structure national security. If it's a national security operation, we should be able to say national security operation. If it's, you know, all the agencies, intelligence, security agencies within, we call all of them national security. So you end up not knowing which agency and for what. And it convolutes the issues.
That's right.
So I think it's one of the things that the state agencies themselves should begin to do. That if NIB is looking for Helen, it is out there that NIB is the one looking for Helen, not national security.
Okay.
In the broader sense of national security.
Right.
If it is FIC, Financial Intelligence Center, that is looking for you, then it is out there that it is FIC that is looking for you. If it is IOCO that is looking for you, it is out there that let us stand in the name of the agency.
So that we are all clear.
So we are all clear. That will resolve all of this convolution and would, better clarify the issues when they happen. Like the day they went to pick up Rev. It was the same national security. Then we
and
all
then you
kept
have
asking.
Certain individuals, from the minority raising alarm. So you see, I'm seeing a lot of these posts on social media. King, can you rush to this person's home? Because, and then you get some ensuing chaos there because you've got supporters of
and
the
that is also
individual.
another alarming concern. They want to pick up somebody. Then we all go to the person's house. To do what? Prevent the arrest. I mean, it adds to the tension.
Right. So those calls about storm this person's house because they are so and so after him. Storm everybody. This one from Justin Frimpongo, they said, patriots, make your way there because such and such is happening. All right.
But I haven't said that to say that any day National Security comes for me, you shouldn't come to my house.
No, we'll allow them to carry. No. Was it the president or was it is it Gabon?
Gabon.
He said, make noise. Citizens, make noise. And the citizens rather use that for beats. And we're dancing to it. They didn't make the right kind of noise that he wanted. He said, citizens, make noise. Oh, the citizens will
so
make
I beg
a
you,
different
when
noise.
they come for me, make noise, okay? Forget what I have said.
FM 92.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio.
All right,
station.
time check. It is some 8 minutes past the hour of 9, and very shortly we're going to have some talented kids. 6 don't run away. I want to know what your talent is because we're going to have talented adults very shortly. Yes, because
you still don't know my talent.
Because it cannot just be the kids who are talented. Talented
Helen.
adults coming season 1 coming soon. Is this Kuchoko music?
Oh, I'm a beat maker.
Okay, we'll have some real talent in the studio very shortly. Kama, 2Gs, Inshiraba, Classical Boy, and Ice Girl. They are our finalists for Talented Kids Season 16. Of course, on Sunday, all roads lead to the National Theatre, 3 p.m. sharp. Tickets cost 50 Ghana cedis. Is it going to be Kama, 2Gs, Inshiraba, Classical Boy, or Ice Girl? But of course, this is still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.